Hey Adam, how you doing? Welcome back to the pub. Good week?
Yeah, afternoon, Matt. Yeah, good week, thank you. Ready for another short week again next week.
Yeah, I know, crazy. People taking advantage of holiday as well next week. So yeah, don't blame them. Nice 5-day week off for 4 days of holidays and quite a nice trade. Lots of little updates this week, I think, and some nice things in like private beta in HubSpot. No like kind of game changers, as we like to say. Obviously, lots of in the AI news space this week, but HubSpot's relatively quiet, but some good ones. So tell us where are we headed today, Adam? What's our first one on the agenda?
I think we start strong, which was the new index page views.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a fan of this one because they're using the Office Dunder Mifflin as a reference point. So do you want to talk us through this one?
Yeah, so it's just, as you can see on screen, a refresh on how that kind of index page view looks like. From watching, we haven't quite got access to the beta yet. We have requested, but it's just a lot more customizable in terms of what you see. So your filters that used to be under the search bar have now disappeared, but when you click on filters, they reappear back.
Yeah, I like that. Nice and clean.
It's just like right click in to add new columns. Easier to share, manage access on different views and stuff along the top. The only thing I wasn't particularly keen on, and this is completely personal, is just those icons. Why do we need an icon every time?
Yeah, I don't need the icons. They're just like I think it's kind of trying to show that if it's a table view or like because they're releasing the kind of the board view as well, aren't they? So I'm guessing it's kind of, so this one here is like a table view. This one over here with the 9 dots on the very far right is like a board view by the looks of it. But I think the icons, HubSpot can do better than that on icons, surely. Like those icons look, I don't know, they look a bit 2005.
Yeah, I think overall though is a good update in terms of being able to kind of hide and edit those filters better. That used to bug me a tiny bit that you couldn't customize the default filters. So to be able to tuck them away is quite nice.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I'm not seeing is the ability to bring in like the reports. How you can get a report out of an index view right now. Not sure where that now lives. I'd like to see maybe a report button instead of this abnormally large search bar. Have some sort of like reporting button that you can instantly access the reports as well. Is my only real comment, but yeah. I think it's an exciting update. Looking forward to that one coming in.
Yeah, I think it's quite a big change really, because I imagine this is where most people, and obviously this isn't just against contacts, this will be across the board, companies and deals as well. So yeah, it's quite a big update really, because this will affect pretty much all users.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's a all user update. I'm sure once we get our hands on it, we'll be doing another video or something similar. So this next one, I'm just going to highlight this one. We've got an enhanced Breeze Copilot that I wanted to talk about and just come into. So just throwing it up on screen now, you can see this this little GIF here. They're doing quite a chunky prompt into this, and you can see how the Copilot's like finding deals, updating deals. Adding notes, drafting emails, all from one prompt. That's kind of come back around quite quickly. But have you tried the new advanced Copilot, Adam? We've got it on our own portal at the moment, but I haven't had too much chance to tinker around with it. But it does look like it's going to be good.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try it yet either, but yeah, excited to, because like you say, we've always said, the Breeze Copilot can only get better. So yeah, it's great to see that because this seems like quite a milestone of an update, because they're actually releasing it as like a new rather than just like an update on the existing. So
whole new
looking forward to trying it.
It feels very ChatGPT like, right?
Yeah, I think obviously that's like the epitome of where most AIs want to be, I think. So it's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So sticking on the Copilot vibe, you can now do kind of build workflows with Copilot involved. What do you feel about this one? I'm a bit in two minds here.
It depends how good it is, because sometimes you need to, I don't know, spit out 10 different branches with 5-minute gap in between each branch or something. If you could do that in one prompt, great, because it's just saves you time. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how, and until I get to try it, I don't know how much I would use it or how good it is.
Yeah, I've been trying. I'll be honest. I've been trying to break it the last few days. Just tinkering around with it. It is surprisingly good. You know, I like the ability from like going from the new Copilot when I'm just like on the CRM index page and saying, hey, I need a workflow that's going to re-engage these contacts, and it starts suggesting stuff, and it will take me to the workflow builder, and then it kind of prompts into this as well. It's pretty good. I think it's going to give a lot of people a lot of confidence in building workflows. So again, just maybe a little bit of caution needed. I'm glad they've improved the testing of workflows as well, but whether people actually do that is potentially a different story. But if it can create, you know, hey, I need a new branch with these parameters and these actions for 20 different possible branches, and you don't have to do that manually, then yeah, I'm keen for that.
Yeah, and can it edit existing workflows? So if you've already built the workflow, but say you need to change dates throughout the workflow or something like that, I wonder if you could prompt it to say change all the dates by a week, or change all the dates by a month, or I wonder.
So that would be cool. I haven't tested it, but let's make that an action for next week's pub, where we we actually test that, because that would be awesome. Save a lot of time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll have to put it to the test.
Next one. This is an update that you were putting forward for the pub today, Adam. Do you want to talk us through this one?
Yeah, quite a small update, but potentially quite impactful. As it says on the tin, compressing your emails to improve the deliverability. So sometimes if you've made quite a large marketing email with lots of photos or just a lot of content, you can sometimes get that little warning that says it's quite large, it could affect your deliverability. And I believe this update is automatically going to compress your emails to improve that deliverability. So this should be music to most marketeers' ears.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's available on all hubs and tiers as well. So really like that they're not just locking that away into Marketing Hub Enterprise email compression improvements feature or something like that. If there's, hey, no, this is a thing that needs to be done across everyone, let's give it away for free. You know, unusual for any software company to do that. But yeah, lovely to see it. That's certainly things that we like. Another one coming in that's now, which is really cool, really great for kind of partners especially, but you know, anyone who has a larger team on HubSpot, is the team tracking on the HubSpot Academy now. This isn't ours, this is one that's the screen grab, but how good is this?
Yeah, this is way better. To just give you that snapshot overview of how everybody in your team is doing across like the whole team, to see how many you've got expiring soon, how many have expired, how many you've got. It's a great update, like you say, especially for partners, but I guess also potentially for end users if they kind of have training as part of onboarding and they need to keep up to date with some of the certifications. I think it could be beneficial both ways.
Yeah, I think it's really good, and I think the nice one is like checking which ones have expired, you know, across your whole team in one go. Yeah, I'm finding this really useful at Unmatched as well. So yeah, you haven't got any expired yet, Adam. So you think you did all yours, didn't you, in like in a block in January? But yeah, next January might be in for a surprise.
Yeah, I might have to block out a week to get through all of them again.
Get them all done. Nice one. So look at the next update that we've got then is service analytics, or journey analytics for Service Hub, is the nicer way to kind of put it. So this kind of Sankey report, as you can see here, is showing how many were with the bot customer agent that then got assigned to a user and then got closed. So you can see here that 16 that were assigned to the customer agent, or the bot in this one. I'm not sure which is the you know, the split here, but you can see here you've got these going down this journey, then getting closed. You've got some from the bot moving straight to being closed, which is kind of what you want to see. And just looking at the journey overall for Service Hub is a nice improvement. What do you think?
Yeah, I like this one. We love a Sankey report, so it's nice to see it added for service. Is this available to all hubs, or is it just for enterprise? Or
Sankey's are only for enterprise, unfortunately. So let me just confirm that. Yeah, Service Hub Enterprise. I would love to see this come down to Pro, but yeah, it's been firmly locked in enterprise for a little while now.
Yeah, I was just checking in case they had this segmented as in a different area, but yeah, it's a nice little perk of having enterprise. Obviously, not the main driver, but the Sankey reports are great.
Yeah, absolutely. They're so good for visualizing the journey. So interesting one that we've got here as well. So nice little update that's been made. Very sneaky one. I say sneaky, but like just, you know, understated. So in the sales workspace now, your next meeting and last activity date is actually going to be shown in the deals table. So there's no screen grab of this, but what it will do is it just says like, what's the next meeting coming up, and it's not therefore going to be like next activity is maybe like a scheduled email that you've got, and it just kind of, you don't really care about the email, but you want to see a meeting. So it's dedicated next meeting column, I think is really, really cool, and such a small little update that I think is going to be really powerful.
Yeah, definitely just adds that little bit more insight into that view. I guess this is kind of similar to what you posted on LinkedIn this week. I think is about sequences and having that next activity within that view. So maybe that would be the next.
Yeah, and there's caught maybe a little bit of flack on that, but it's one of those ones where like as a partner we're collaborating with customers, collaborating with HubSpot, and when we see a miss or think there's something that should be raised, then that's obviously what we do. And we've raised a few things privately with HubSpot, obviously over our relationship, and some quite serious bugs, which obviously like any software has bugs, which we've raised privately. They will still keep them private, but stuff like this, I just love sharing, see if anyone's in the same boat and just agrees, and that's obviously what the forums are for as well. So yeah, really quite nice one. And this update here, transitioning into some more Service Hub stuff. So we had a client asking for this for ages, and it's finally just been released into public beta just a few days ago. So this update, Adam, I'm not sure if you've seen it, is when you're in an email, these 3 dots are essentially the biggest update that's happened in inbox and help desk for a while. I say the biggest, I may be exaggerating a bit. What it allows you to do is to view the thread underneath the underneath that initial conversation. So if there's like some maybe internal chatter or something like that happening that you don't want your customer to see, there was no choice. You weren't able to edit that before, but now you can. So a very small update, but that is making big impacts. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, well, I think, like you say, a small update but very impactful. Obviously, it's going to be helpful to be able to see that history. So yeah, great update.
Yeah, I really do like that one, and I'm glad our client is super happy with that. Anyone else that any other updates, Adam, that we want to highlight for today's pub?
I think that was pretty much my favourite ones that I'd seen. Obviously, there's some that have gone live that we spoke about previously in other pubs, but I think the biggest one for me this week was that redesign of the index page, and be interesting to see how people find that when that kind of goes live and more people opt into the beta on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll keep the pubs coming. Love these little update chats that we have, and yeah, really looking forward to testing this CRM index. And for next week, we're going to try and break the new Breeze Copilot and building workflows. So quite excited for that one, and hopefully we can find some good use cases for the building workflows collaboration one as well.